What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Shorehaven Veterinary Hospital's official YouTube channel and our first video. We are a general practice veterinary hospital located in East Haven, Connecticut. We serve dogs, cats, and small exotics such as rabbits, ferrets, hamsters, and gerbils, and we even started seeing lizards. So if you have any of those pets, please give us a call. Now, in today's video, we're going to be covering the importance of the rabies vaccine, and the first thing I want to go over are some basic facts of the rabies virus. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, we have moved from our spacious pet acupuncture room to in front of exam room number 3. Let's go over some basic facts about the rabies virus. Now, the rabies virus, as most of us may already know, is a deadly viral infection that animals and humans usually get when they are bitten by a rabid animal. However, keep in mind that saliva also carries the rabies virus, which means the rabies virus can also occur if the saliva of a rabid animal gets into an open wound or any mucous membrane such as our eyes, nose, and mouth. Fortunately, the good news is that the rabies virus cannot be transmitted through unbroken skin. So as long as the saliva did not land on any of your orifices, an open wound, and you clearly did not get punctured by the rabid animal, you should be okay. But if you were in the vicinity or came into contact with any rabid animal, please seek the help of your medical professional. Another really important fact to keep in mind is that rabies is actually one of the zoonotic diseases. This means that rabies, a zoonotic disease, is able to be transmitted between humans and animals. This to me seems like the rabies virus is something that's really scary because it actually has double the potential to cause harm. Now, without early treatment, rabies is always fatal, which is why we, Connecticut residents, are required by the law to administer the rabies vaccine to all dogs and cats over the age of 3 months. Ohio is the only state in America that does not have any rabies vaccination laws. In the US, raccoons, foxes, coyotes, skunks, and bats are the animals that are most likely to spread the rabies virus. However, smaller mammals such as rodents and rabbits rarely get the rabies virus, so we don't have to be too concerned about them, which is good news. Now that we've gone over some basic facts about the rabies virus, let's go over the rabies symptoms, which can be separated into 3 stages. The first one is incubation. During this stage, the incubation period, symptoms will not appear, so animals and humans will be asymptomatic of the rabies virus. Now, this incubation stage can last anywhere between 2 and 3 months, but it can also vary from 1 week to even 1 year. Now, this is because how quickly symptoms develop and become noticeable is actually dependent on how close to the brain the bite was, or how close to the brain the exposure happened, and also how many vital particles were involved. So basically, it's not clear when the incubation period will end or when the symptoms will begin. So this is another sign for people to go and seek the help of a medical professional as soon as they were in the vicinity of any rabid animal. The stage that follows the incubation stage is called prodrome, which is when the early symptoms of the rabies virus start to become noticeable. Now, the symptoms include a fever of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or above, headache, anxiety, feeling generally unwell, sore throat and a cough, nausea and vomiting, and discomfort at the site of the bite. The third and final stage of the rabies symptoms is called acute neurologic period. During this stage, neurologic symptoms develop, including confusion and aggression, partial paralysis, involuntary muscle twitching, rigid neck muscles, convulsions, hyperventilation, hypersalivation, frothing at the mouth, fear of water, hallucinations, nightmares, insomnia, and a fear of light. All right, now that we've covered a lot of serious and scary information, I want to try to lighten up the mood by sharing something that might be interesting to you. A long time ago, did you know that people used to call rabies hydrophobia, which means a fear of water? Now, people used to call rabies hydrophobia back in the day because the virus made it appear to cause humans to fear water. Now, the reason behind this is the rabies virus causes intense muscle spasms in the throat, which means people who were exposed to the rabies virus always had a hard time taking water and also holding it down, which is why they did not want to or enjoy drinking water. Now, this in the big picture is something that's obviously trivial, especially when we're comparing it to frothing at the mouth and potentially, slipping into a coma because of the virus, but it's an interesting fact nonetheless. All right, so that's how scary and deadly the rabies virus is, especially considering the fact that it's a zoonotic disease which can be transmitted from animals to humans, and it being a disease that's always fatal when not treated early on. We should definitely be aware of the ways to avoid getting the rabies virus. Here they are. Number 1, regular rabies vaccinations for pets and domestic animals. Number 2, bans or restrictions on the import of animals from certain countries. Now, we don't have to worry about that because the TSA is already doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. Number 3, educational information and awareness. Hopefully this video helps in making that method become more of a reality. Number 4, enhanced access to medical care to people who receive bites. There will be a link provided, a CDC link provided in the descriptions box with a lot of helpful information. Number 5, keep pets confined and protected from wildlife. Now, it doesn't matter if you have an enormous, strong Mastiff or a very agile German Shepherd or a small Chihuahua. It does not matter. Who wins the fight between your pet and a wild rabid animal does not matter, because in the end, the rabies virus will have been contracted, and of course your pet will have been injured to some degree. So please make sure to try and keep your pets confined in a safe area where rabid wild animals cannot encroach freely. Now, number 6, this is the last one. Do not approach wild animals. Now, I also think that raccoons, foxes are very cute. I think raccoons, foxes, even some coyotes and some skunks are cute. I think that, but it's normal for us to believe, have that kind of opinion because we work in the vet industry, and you being a pet owner are most likely an animal lover. So we actually have to refrain ourselves from approaching cute wildlife, because the truth is, normal wild animals are afraid of humans and will not be so willing to approach you, whereas a rabid animal will not be will not be sane and be more willing to approach you. So the fact that a wild animal is very willing to approach you is, or could be, a sign of a rabid animal. So be extra careful. Rabies is a zoonotic disease. It's not like corona. If you have rabies, first of all, go see a doctor, but you can actually transmit it to your pet as well through saliva, as mentioned before, because I know that you're not going to be biting your pets. Anyways, rabies is a very, very scary virus. I truly believe that the first method I mentioned, which is regular rabies vaccinations for pets and domestic animals, is the most surefire way to avoid anyone we love or any animal we love from getting the rabies virus. All right, so if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. Please come back for the next one. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and give us a call if you have any questions or concerns.